We're going to get to picks now as Caleb wants to make you money. Or do we want to do stat of the day first? Completely up to you, Caleb.
Let's start with picks, then we'll go to stat of the day. We'll see the timing we have because there's an interesting stat of the day you might want to talk about a little bit. So let's get picks done real quick.
Now let's rock and roll. Here we go. I will tell you if I agree by.
That's hot.
And if I disagree, Peyton.
They're like, that is total bullshit.
Peyton, your language. Man. All right. Get her going. Week 1 picks and bets. What do you got, Caleb?
All right, so I'm going to set this up for you guys again, like I always do. Again, it's every single SEC and top 25 game. I bet those. And then I pick 5 bets of the week that I bet those because I have to. But then I pick 5 that I'm like, you should bet these 5. And it could be games I've bet. It could be new games, whatever you want, okay? Or whatever I want, that I'm taking the advice. But if you're really looking for my advice, take the 5 best bets of the week. The SEC and top 25 games, that's just a challenge for me to try to do every one, even if I don't like the line or the spread or the over under. So let's dive in. I was 2-3 last week, but 2-0 on the ones I wanted to bet. I just forced myself to do 5. Okay, so lots of games, lots of really terrible games this week, guys. Arkansas Pine Bluff at Arkansas. The spread is Arkansas 48.5. I think I say take Arkansas Pine Bluff. I don't think they're going to lose by 48.5 at Arkansas.
Okay,
that's hot.
Probably not. All right, what's next?
And then the under is 57.5. So take the under. Take the under for that one too.
We'll take the under in that.
Bobby Petrino and that offense will be too slow. So next, Murray State at Missouri. Again, I'm saying Murray State covers take Murray State plus 46.5, but take the over 57.5 because Missouri does have a lot of experience on offense.
They're like, that is total bullshit.
Nope. I'll be closer to
Missouri's covering?
I don't think Missouri will cover.
Well, then you agree with me. I said take Murray State.
Oh, okay. Misunderstood you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. I want to apologize. Dave's going to be very bored. A lot of these games are terrible, and you can blame Greg Sankey in college football for thinking that it's okay to schedule all of these games.
I would schedule all these games. All right, here we go.
In 1 week, though? Okay, so anyways.
Sankey didn't make the schedule.
Temple. I got them plus 42.5 at Oklahoma, and I have the under. I think that's a little too much.
They're like, that is total bullshit.
No, the Oklahoma is so much better than a Temple. They'll take care of business. But when it comes to facing formidable opponents, I do not like them. All right, what's next?
So I do think Clemson is actually being a little bit underrated this year. May surprise some teams because people are ready to write them off. However, this is the first big one, the first entertaining one. Georgia and Clemson. I think Georgia covers a 13.5 point spread, and I think they do it with defense, so I think the game hits the under.
Okay. I will agree with that.
That's hot.
All right, what else?
All right, Virginia Tech at Vanderbilt. Another 13.5 point spread. I think Virginia Tech covers that easily, and I think take the under 48.5. It's at Vanderbilt, and I bet Virginia Tech fans fill the stadium, Dave.
Hey now. I'll agree with that.
All right, I'll say, well, I'll just go to it. Because we'll have other people doing some fun picks on this game, but it is the Tennessee Chattanooga game. I'll just go ahead and say it because I've already told you guys. I think Tennessee covers a 38.5 point spread. I think the game hits the over. I see like a 59-10 type of game, Dave. I don't know. Hey now.
Yeah, and the biggest reason, in my opinion, is because Josh Heupel wants it to be that way. Yeah, there are other coaches that might take it easy on a lesser team. I don't think he's one of those guys. I think he likes the numbers, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think there's something to be said for style points, and when you're trying to make this college football playoff, Caleb's picks, and we'll get to the 5 that you've absolutely got to bet, and the top 25 brought to you by Work Trucks. All about trucks that are actually available, trucks that help you maximize your profits by having the right work vehicle now. Time is money. The perfect work vehicle doesn't break down, has all the space to carry what you need. That's what Work Trucks is intent on offering, while other dealerships just can't do it. Contracting is about time. Work Trucks saves you time with less back and forth trips and trucks that pass the highest standards to be put to work. The process is also quick and easy when choosing a vehicle for Work Trucks. Cargo vans, utility body trucks with an app-hide work bodies installed, pickup trucks of all sizes, anything special like cranes or dump trucks. Work Trucks supplies vehicles to people just like you and get you back on the road tomorrow. No dealership runaround. If you're a contractor, you need to know work trucks, and that's a fact. Service industry, remember work trucks. Work trucks carries the trucks that your business has to have. You need work trucks. Clinton Highway in Knoxville and in downtown Birmingham. For the entire inventory, go online to Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Why risk chancing your future in business on the wrong piece of equipment that burns your time? They'll find the perfect truck, outfit it, and make sure it fits your needs to a T. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Proud supporters of the Tennessee Vols. Top 25 up next, Caleb.
Well, still got some bad ones, but okay. Texas, Colorado State. I got Texas by 32 over 60.5.
Okay, I'll roll with that.
Hey now.
All right. Now, here's the fun one, Dave. This is Mario Cristobal, Billy Napier. Who's smarter?
I actually think Billy Napier's smarter, but I think Mario Cristobal is a slightly better football coach.
I actually agree with you. I fully agree with you. And it's kind of, that's why I think Miami at Florida. I think Miami covers a 2.5-point spread, but I think take the under. I think Florida's just too sloppy. There are too many mistakes going on there, so the offense will be too bad. So I got Miami covering the 2.5 and the under.
All right, what do we got next?
No agree or disagree?
Oh, sorry.
Hey now.
No, I'm with you on that one. All right.
All right. Another boring one. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't make the schedule. South Carolina minus 21 versus Old Dominion under 52.5. I think Old Dominion it's just going to be an ugly game, but I do think South Carolina can cover 3 touchdowns.
No chance, man.
That's crazy.
You going on Old Dominion?
To cover, yeah. This is Shane Beamer's swan song.
All right. Well, here's mine that I love, and it's
not this game, this season.
No, I feel you on this season.
Okay,
It was cutting edge and exciting offense of the year. Mississippi State with first-year head coach Jeff Lebby. They cover the 24.5-point spread, and they make a statement against Eastern Kentucky. So take the over of 60.5. I think Mississippi State drops 55 themselves in this game.
I want to disagree with you because your affinity for Jeff Lebby turns my stomach sometimes. But
hey now,
he'll want to make a statement as a new coach, like Josh Heupel will want to make a statement with a new quarterback. They're both offensive guys. They both can score a lot of points. They're both tempo. So, yeah, I would take them to cover most any lower level opponent in week 1.
Totally agree. Now the next one, because Lane Kiffin likes to run up the score, and this is Furman, Ole Miss minus 42.5. I think they cover the 42.5-point spread, and I think the game hits the over 60.5 because of Ole Miss's offense.
hey now.
Yes. So if you think Jackson Dart can win the Heisman, I would bet on him now because and I said that about Nico yesterday. You better bet on him now because their 2 numbers are going to change significantly in about 3 days. All right, Caleb?
Totally agree. All right, got 5 more I got to pick. Then I got the 5 best bets. Okay, so Alabama minus 31.5 over Western Kentucky. I think they cover the 31.5-point spread. Kalen DeBoer wants to make a statement, and I think the game hits the over 59.5. This is the type of game, while I don't believe in Jalen Milroe, I think in this offense, I think this is the type of game where he's good enough to light it up.
They're like, that is total bullshit.
Here's why. I've told you that Alabama will be able to play off of their current talent, have a good coach, and overcome the fact that we don't think Jalen Milroe is a great fit for Kalen DeBoer's system, right? We've said all that.
Yep.
Okay. So that NIL just fell apart. Any bounce checks? A lot of change in the offseason. I'm of the mindset now, 24 hours ago, I thought 28 hours ago, I thought Alabama was a definite 10-win team in college football playoff team. I'm not so sure they slipped to 8 or 9 wins now.
Dave with some insight. I love it. So Dave thinks Alabama's got a Florida thing going. He may think Alabama's got a Florida unable to cash some NIL checks issue happening, which, by the way, before we get going, I do have to go a sidetrack on this. Wouldn't surprise me because remember, Dave, they were shocking us on the recruiting trail this summer when it sounded like the boosters were finally willing to pay up. Because I know this from some inside sources. It contradicted earlier in the year when the boosters were stupid enough to think that players take Alabama discounts to go play for Alabama, not realizing it was a Saban discount.
Well, and red flag for NIL, by the way, Ohio State should never be able to pull a player from Alabama, right? There are certain levels of schools, and they did. What's the kid's name? Is it Quinshon?
Yeah,
The-
Quinshon Judkins. Is that his name?
Judkins. Yes. So you should never be, if you're in the top 25-ish, you should never be able to buy a player from another school. Alabama should have found the money to keep Quinshon Judkins, and they didn't. So I wonder if things are all copacetic in Tuscaloosa. And history would back me. After they have success, what does Alabama typically do?
They fall apart, but also that's because they keep, to be fair, that's usually because the last time that happened, that's because they kept trying to hire anybody who like came into contact with Bear Bryant's jockstrap and thought that made them qualified to be a head coach. They didn't do that with Kalen DeBoer.
It worked with Gene Stallings.
It did one time. And then he got in trouble for cheating. So, there's all right. So moving on, an unexciting one this week, Texas A&M -3 versus Notre Dame, the under 46.5. I think defense and an ugly game with Texas A&M winning with Mike Elko. Well, I'll get to that. Texas A&M, at the very least right now, we'll say covers a 3-point spread against Notre Dame.
This is one of those that I would never bet on because I need to see the two teams. Okay, and then I'll feel more comfortable gambling forward. But for now, I will agree with you.
That's hot.
All right, but there's a lot of change there. In my opinion of Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame, is that he is a player's coach, and they are going to slowly go downhill. How quickly they go downhill, we'll know a little bit more in a few weeks and this season. What else, Caleb?
And by the way, quick correction, we both were wrong. We said Quinshon Judkins. It was Caleb Downs that they got.
Caleb Downs. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. All right, so 3 more before the best bet. So Alabama A&M at Auburn. Alabama A&M plus 47.5. I think that's a little too much. I think Auburn's offense is still a little bit sloppy for Hugh Freeze. So I think Alabama A&M covers and the game hits the under because I think Auburn still figures some things out.
Yeah, I can go with that. I don't have the sounder ready, and it's really not hot, so I'll just give it a.
Hey now.
All right, what else?
All right, so 2 more. Southern Miss at Kentucky. Southern Miss plus 28, the under 49.5. I never pick Kentucky to cover big spreads. They win with Mark Stoops. They win ugly.
Hey now.
Agree with that.
And finally, before we get to best bets, LSU versus USC. It is the hot seat game of hot seat games. The coach that loses will be under a ton of fire. I got LSU covering the 4-point spread in Vegas, and I got the over 66.5.
4 points.
4 points.
That's crazy.
I'm off the Kelly bandwagon. I don't think. I think a lot of what you said about the Harold Perkins and playing him the wrong position is true. And defensively, I don't know what they got. And they're going to have talent, but are they in the right place? So no, I'm not. I'm going to say LSU does not cover. Right,
see, I can get with you on that, but you should also be off the Lincoln Riley bandwagon. So because
Lord, I've been off that bandwagon for like over a year,
which is why I think they'll cover. All right, so the best bets of the week: 2 spreads, 2 over-unders, and a money line. Best bets. Okay, spread. I got West Virginia plus 8 against Penn State. West Virginia's playing Penn State at home, and Dave, you've been to Morgantown. You know that area. That place is rough. And so, while Penn State may win, I think it's going to be a 1-score game.
It's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a loud crowd. I will take West Virginia to cover that.
I agree. All right, next spread, Colorado. I don't believe in Deion, but it's North Dakota State. I think they cover the 10. They're favored by 10. I think they cover the 10-point spread against North Dakota State. When you got a Heisman caliber quarterback, you cover those spreads.
Hey now.
Yeah, and it's his son. So he's going to push his son. All right. Who's next?
All right. So my over-unders. Miami at Florida. Guys, take the under in this one. Under. Miami's got a new quarterback they're breaking in, and Florida's got a terrible offense. Under 53.5 all day.
Okay. I'll go with that.
All right, 2 more. LSU versus USC. The opposite. Take the over. Lincoln Riley doesn't play defense. Brian Kelly has messed up coaching defense. Dave, I'm seeing points galore in Vegas. I'm seeing a basketball game in Vegas between those 2 schools.
See that? I'm good with that.
Hey now.
All right,
and then finally, money line. I'm taking A&M money line over Notre Dame. That's my money line bet of the week.
3-point spread. What's the money line?
The money line is, it depends on where you
60.
go. No, a money line is, let's see, Texas A&M, Notre Dame. money line. I'm just saying take them for the upset straight up, but I think it's plus 125 roughly. Take the money line.
I
Money
thought
line
it would be
upset.
more like plus 160.